Namaste Vidyapeeth. Here I JVWU Muskan Kumari from the Department of Science and Technology, and I'm working here as an assistant professor in JVWU University and Faculty of Education. So it's well known that you all are the students of the MCA second semesters, and your course name is here networking programming, in which I have made multiple sessions for you. And today I will discuss the session name that is the key management. What is the important role of key management and what do you mean by the key? And related this, we will study multiple things discuss today. Okay. So, for make it easy in understanding to you, I'm just going to share the screen for which docs file which I have created. So this one, yes. Here is the key management topics which I have created here, made here, right? So started with the key management. Okay. So what do you mean by the key management? What is the key management? Cryptography. Key management is basically considered under the topics which is named as the cryptography. In cryptographic techniques, we are using the key management. Clear? So, cryptography is the what? Foundation of the cyber security. Cryptography is the foundation of cyber security, where security is more enhanced in the features, and most of the companies and the people are moves towards the security of your his and her data and to make the privacy then. So cryptography is the foundation of the security and it is effectively protected both consumer privacy and sensitive data from the attacks. Okay? Now encryption use the cryptographic algorithm. What encryption? So for save our data and to protect our data, we are using the various algorithm which implements to save and complete our data. Like the we are using the cryptographic techniques and multiple algorithm in which we are using, and the key which helps to protect the data. Isn't it? Suppose in your house, whenever you are going to outside, then you are just lock your system. Lock your system in a sense, lock your house. So during the locking your house, you are using the key, right? So what for what purpose you are using that key? You are using that key to close your door, and inside that door, your home is and multiple precious things for available, which you want to protect from the others, that nobody can steal your that precious things. Okay. So what here? Here this you are making your data secure from the other persons or the attackers uh, or the intruders or the man in the middle of the network. Okay? So this is basically what. So cryptographic algorithm and keys are helps for the encryption in which some cannot steal your data in that one, and the proper management of cryptographic key is essential to effective use of the encryptions also, and poor key management can make a strong algorithm useless. Okay. Now what is the key management important? Why key management important? So we will discuss on this. So key management, isn't it? Modern strong encryption is never cracked. In the previous era, if you talk about the previous era, people are just use the law. They are long that home, and her his and her home and go outside. So it is very easy to open that lock and steal the things inside your home. Okay. Right. So it's easy to unlock your home. But now today's technology, how the advancement of technology is going increasing in the day to day. So there is now fingerprint type security, digital security also so available nowadays, which helps to secure your data from the other persons, and it is very hard or very complicated to crack this type of the technology by another persons who is not the unauthorized, who is not the authorized person. Clear. So this is the things here. Modern strong encryption is never cracked, but often bypassed. It doesn't matter how much encryption is done. If encryptions are not allowed to protect, it takes little of a hacker to obtain from tools. Clear? This significant business and reputational impact. Key management is just as important implementing the strong cryptography. Key management is important. Why? Because it makes you a strong cryptographic algorithm that you have to implement the very hard and complicated algorithm that will never be cracked by any other persons who is not the authorized person of that period. And it is all too often all the enterprises and data security and privacy programs purpose this is used. Right. Now, how cryptographic key is generated? The key, the key which is known as the cryptographic key. So how this cryptographic key generated? So this is the very basic questions which must be arises in your mind. So I will discuss here. Right. There are two ways to create the cryptographic keys. Generate a random key. First, you will generate the random key or calculate it. It is easy to understand why random keys are good, and there is no computational trick that will help an attacker guess a random value, because in each and every times the random value will be always prefer with the previous value, isn't it? So this is very hard and complicated to guess the random value for the persons. Clear? That it is better than just guessing all the possible values until they get the right one, right? But it is also possible to generate the key dynamically in a manner that is just as secure as traditional approach by using the random seed method is generated once, then driving keys on demand based combining a key name or an identifier what that is seed materials. Like now, what are the derived? Here we have discussed one that is the derived key, right? So what is will be the derived key? Derived key, the most secure way to calculate a key by using a secure key derivation function. We are using here a derivation function implementing some mathematical calculations. So after that, generating a functions is implemented over that, and that is known as the derived key. The output of which is derived key, and derived key just as the secure random key. This is very highly secure than your random key, isn't it? But they have some significant practical advantages. Uh, in practical, it makes them much cheaper to buy, use, and maintain systems that imply it. Now, if we talk about the encryption key story, how the encryption key may be stored, isn't it? How the encryption key is stored. So, the traditionally key management entails a complex sequence generating keys, marking them not yet used, backing them up, making them available also, assigning the names, marking them in use, deactivating them so they are no longer available, and more including replication, synchronization, archiving, and permission management. What we mean here, what how encryption keys are stored. Traditional key management entails the complex sequences and generating the during the generating the key, marking them not yet used, backing them up, and making them available, assigning names, also making them as in use, deactivating them also, and so they are no longer available, and more including synchronization, archiving, and permission management. So these all are done. So this is the tedious and installations using main encryption key. Quickly find that the key management is much more work than actual encryption. Okay. So encryption key is going just to be stored in this process. Now, which encryption key generated model is better? If you talk about this one, then which encryption key generation model is better? So, as you know that the random key generation approach is that you must back up each new key before it is used and to encrypt the data. And if you don't, then the protected data will not be able to decrypt if the key stores fail. Isn't it? What the meaning of this one? I'm just explaining that another way. Like suppose you have some data and you are implementing a random encryption key, okay, to make your data protected. Then suppose if you haven't stored that key, which you have implemented on that times to encrypt your data, then what will happen? You cannot recover this data in the original format after the encryption, isn't it? So you must have to store that encryption random values of the data is at that time, right? Comparatively, derived key offers some significant practical advantages like secret changes rarely and backups are infrequently required and the need for the whole create active name and deactive sequences also is removed. Multiple key serves can be created from a single backup and also guaranteed you to drive the same key. Clear? Now, if you talk about the original seed material is reused without requiring any real-time replication, then and the synchronization. So there is no any losing of the key. If application loses its drive key, it cannot be rederived easily as generating it in the first place. Clear? So this is all about your the key management, and this is also in the very short forms. But if you go inside this, what this topic, key management there, so it is very big topics. In this, we will read very digital signatures and multiple algorithms also, how to encrypt and how to decrypt the data, and what are the basic process of the encryption and descriptions. What happening after the encryption and decryption? Is there any possibility to lose the integrity or the data during the encryptions and decryptions? What are the consistency of the data during the encryption decryption? And so many questions will be arises in your mind when we will read this topic in very deeply, isn't it? And this topic is also as a type of the research field area. In this security, many researchers are doing their works and they are doing very well in this. So I suggest you to read these topics from the multiple books also and use multiple online sites who is providing the conceptual contents to you, and also use various YouTube channels where the security is delivered by the lecturer, and use multiple sites like the Geeks for Geeks, your tutorial points, etc. Clear. So, and have you any problems regarding this session? Then please drop your message into the comment section, and I will view your query, and in next session I will try to resolve your query. Okay. And, there may be some questions could be arises here. What do you mean by the cyber security? What is the role of key in cyber security? Why we are using the key? Why key management is important? Also, some questions will be like the why cryptographic key is generated, and what is the public and private key? It might be possible that this also question will arises, but don't be panic. Public and private key is similar as encryption and decryption. That what public key is what the key which is known by each and every person who is associated in that networks. They know about the key. that, and they can easily decrypt your data which you have encrypted by using the key, isn't it? Or private key is that to whom you are sending that data, only to whom you are sending particular persons that data, to whom you have entered the address, only that person have the that key, and they can decrypt the data, and they can read on that data clearly. Okay, so these are the basic topics which I have discussed today, and this is the key management. I hope you will understand this very well. And suppose if you have any problem regarding this, then please mention your query in the comment section. Okay, thank you.